live broadcast of Sunday edition. It's always good to have you here with us. A very good evening and welcome. I'm Vicky Maponga.
And I'm Yvonne Mukondani. Piswe Munyika gives us the bulletin in sign language. Let's take a look at the stories that we're leading with tonight.
Saudi investors keen to explore opportunities in Zimbabwe.
The prospective investors met President Emmerson Mnangagwa in Riyadh on the sidelines of the Saudi Africa Summit.
In I'm an African feature tonight, we celebrate Mama Africa, Miriam Makeba, the Pata Pata hitmaker.
In this and that feature tonight, our reporter Tamuka Charakupa interrogates the traditional practice known in Shona as Kukwesha Nova. We explore the belief versus the medical aspect.
And in the Premier Soccer League, Dynamos reclaim second place as Black Rhinos fall further down. That and more in our Sports Buzz.
Those are our leading stories. Again, thank you for joining us. Let's take a look at our main news.
A group of prospective investors from Saudi Arabia has paid a courtesy call on President Emmerson Mnangagwa.
The president was in Riyadh to attend the Saudi Africa Summit. Let's get the details to that report from our diplomatic correspondent, Josephine Mogeo.
The inaugural Saudi Africa Summit, which was held this Friday, saw African leaders and the Saudi government officials focus on possible areas of partnership as Africa seeks to pursue economic growth. President Mnangagwa was among the heads of state who attended the summit, and this Sunday, a group of investors paid a courtesy call on him as they seek to explore opportunities in Zimbabwe. Speaking to ZBC News after the closed-door meeting held in Riyadh, Zimbabwe's business ambassador to the Middle East, Ambassador Mohamed Jasset, said Zimbabwe's presence at the summit was key and focus is now on exploring possible areas of collaboration. Ambassador Jasset said following a courtesy call by the Saudi Minister of Investment on Saturday evening, a group of 12 investors held a meeting with President Mnangagwa this Sunday after being impressed with the possibilities of collaboration on the business front.
The Minister of Investment paid a courtesy visit on His Excellency last night, and this minister is particularly involved in investment and has very keen to ensure that they invest heavily in Zimbabwe, in mining, in agriculture, in clean energy. He was so impressed with the address by His Excellency last night that he felt it was very important to invite 10 companies to come and meet His Excellency this morning. That's how impressed he was when he was told about the opportunities that are in Zimbabwe. So I can tell everybody back home that Saudi Arabia are going to start making large investments into Zimbabwe.
Ambassador Jasset added that some of the financial institutions in Saudi can partner Zimbabwe through investments in agriculture and infrastructure.
We had the CEO of Al Rajhi Bank, and the CEO of Al Rajhi Bank, obviously they can assist us in terms of finance. They will invest in infrastructure projects. They're investing in agriculture. They are going to work to ensure that our farmers, they work closely with our farmers to do contract farming. So there's going to be a lot of advantages, not only for the government of Zimbabwe, but also for the people of Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe thus continues in its pursuit of economic diplomacy. Josephine Mugio, ZBC News, Riyadh.
Meanwhile, President Emmerson Mnangagwa has arrived in Egypt, where he will attend the third Intra-African Trade Fair, which is underway in Cairo.
This Sunday, President Mnangagwa touched down in Cairo to attend the official opening of the Intra-African Trade Fair, which kicked off on the 9th and will run until the 15th. President Mnangagwa was received at the Cairo International Airport by Zimbabwe's ambassador to Egypt, retired Air Marshal Sheba Shembayaunda, and officials from the Egyptian government. The trade showcase, which brings together businesses, is organized by the Afrexim Bank in collaboration with the African Union and the African Continental Free Trade Area. A number of Zimbabwean companies are exhibiting at the showcase. Zimtrade Chief Executive Officer Mr. Alan Majuru said among the companies that are exhibiting in Egypt are youth and women-led entities.
We have come with a number of companies that are exhibiting under the Zimbabwe pavilion, and we are hoping to get deals in excess of 20 million But what is important is the B2B meetings that are going to happen for us to get leads for export, and also for us to learn international best practice so that we can foster intra-Africa trade. As you can see, we also brought youths and women-led enterprises that we have been capacitated for them to now get into the actual deal making for us to grow our exports.
Mr. Majuru added that there will be a number of business deals to be signed on the sidelines of the World Trade Showcase. Josephine Mugio, ZBC News, Cairo.
The ZANU-PF leadership in Masvingo province has thanked the people of Gutu West constituency for showing confidence in ZANU-PF by voting for Comrade John Paraza in the just-ended by-election.
The people of Gutu West are excited about the re-election of Comrade John Paraza of the ZANU-PF party and are looking forward to continuous implementation of developmental projects in the constituency.
Hapana pakambotwa mirishoka kana kukatana kwavanhu nokuda kwekuti vanhu vanga vagara vabatanidzwa. Tinotenda nokufara nokuti dai varamba varipo kunyangwe 20 tunotevera.
Tinoshanda naye zvakanaka. Mukomana anotumika, zvibhorani zvazara, marodzi akagadzirwa zvakanaka. Iye zvinotarisai muone masidzi atopuwa muriwo.
Tinofara nekuhwina kwaOnarable Paraza muGutu West. Tinofara nezvavanotiitira, tinotarisira tichiwana maprojects akawanda sesu vakati vechidiki ko zvino vakatipa huku, marodhi rana tinawo, mabreila tiri kupfuya.
Comrade Paraza thanked the people of Gutu West for showing confidence in him and promised to fully implement government developmental projects.
Chekutanga kutenda muri yeGutu West kuti aiwa rudo rwavo nemusangano weZANU-PF rukuru. Inini semumiriri wavo ndicharamba ndichivashandira, ndicharamba ndichiisa development kumberi zvekare nekupedzisa maprojects atakatanga. MuGutu West tiri kuvaka zvikoro, tiri kuvaka zvipatara, tiri kuboora zvibhorani, zvese izvo maprojects atiri kuita, atiri kuti isusu kutondivhotera kwavakaita patinosvika 2028 maprojects iwayo ese tinenge tapedza.
The ZANU-PF leadership in Masvingo also thanked Gutu West constituency for voting in peace.
Leadership ya Masvingo tichitenda vanhu vokwaGutu kuGutu West nekuvhota kwavakaita zvinomutsindo kuratidza chivimbo chavo nomusangano wavo weZANU-PF napresident wavo baba vaMunangagwa nokuti vakavhotera candidate yedu Honorable John Paraza.
Comrade John Paraza garnered 12,147 votes against Ephraim Morudu of Triple C, who got 1,258, independent candidate Mudzingwa Sebastian with 1,775, and Robson Kurwa of NCA, who got 138 votes. Messi Bof, ZBC News, Gutu.
Cement production is expected to improve as cement manufacturers have resumed production in anticipation for full-scale operations.
The construction industry is expecting improved operations following revelations that some of the cement companies whose machinery was undergoing planned maintenance that resulted in the shortage of the commodity have resumed operations. In a statement, leading cement manufacturer Kaya Cement says it has since restored its mill and operations to normal systems, a scenario cited by the firm as key to sustaining demand and ensure a steady supply of the commodity. Zimbabwe Building Contractors Association President Mr. Petros Kagwere says the development has boosted the confidence in the construction industry, which is on a growth trajectory.
After the pronouncement of government, import licenses, temporary import licenses to mitigate the challenge that we're facing, the full production now would complement the same effort. And we are very happy as a construction industry, where we are saying the commitment that we are seeing from these cement manufacturing companies to continue supplying the construction industry is a very welcome development.
Last week, the government engaged the cement manufacturers and other stakeholders to find a lasting solution to the challenges they were facing that had resulted in the shortage of the commodity in the market and a subsequent sharp increase in the price for the commodity to about 20 United States dollars per bag from an average of 10 United States dollars. John Nandara, ZBC News, Harare.
Government is working with various partners and has put in place mechanisms to ensure that no one is left behind in accessing medical services, even in remote parts of the country.
Senior citizens from Chipisa village of Gutu and surrounding areas were some of the patients who received free medical treatment during an integrated outreach program organized by the Ministry of Health and Child Care, supported by the European Union, UNICEF, Gavi the Vaccine Alliance, and other partners through the Health Resilience Fund.
Ndapinda mukati ndine zvinondishungurudza zvokurwadziwa nechifuva nokurwadziwa nemusana nechiveve. Saka dhokta pandataura navo vanditarisa nechimushini chavo vakwanisa kundiwanira mapiritsi anonyaradza marwadzo anorapa chifuva.
Musana unorwadza asi ndapuwa mapiritsi okurapa musana namakumbo.
Ndapuwa mishonga wechibereko nomaziso. Mari dzokugadza dzimota tichienda kuchipatara tatisina. Zvino tadovingwa pamukova.
Provincial Health Promotions Officer for Masvingo Province, Mr. Kenneth Nemachena, highlighted that their medical outreaches aim to improve healthcare services in rural areas.
This we have done to improve access to health by reducing the distance between the people and their service.
Launched in January this year, the 90 million United States dollar Health Resilience Fund seeks to accelerate progress towards achieving universal health coverage, ensuring that citizens have access to the full range of quality health services they need, when and where they need them, without having to suffer financial hardship to pay for it. It covers the full continuum of essential health services, from health promotion to prevention, treatment, rehabilitation, and palliative care. Abigail Tembo, ZBC News, Gutu.
Key stakeholders in government celebrated the historic appointment of Zimbabwe's first female Attorney General, Mrs. Virginia Mabiza, this Saturday night in Harare.
The celebration signaled an appreciation of the role that women play in the development of the country, especially with the recent appointments of the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Justice, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs, Mrs. Vimbai Nyemba, and Prosecutor General Justice Alois Matandamoyo. The Minister of Justice, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs, Honorable Ziyambi Ziyambi, shared glowing remarks about the inclusion of women in justice.
I have a Permanent Secretary, a woman. I have a Prosecutor General, which is cool. I know I come a woman. I have Mukuru. What's a votesa? A woman. So I think you must clap hands for me. I'm very happy. And all these women are very hardworking. That's what I've learned to appreciate. They will do it.
The Minister of Women Affairs, Community, Small and Medium Enterprises Development, Senator Monica Muchangwa, was the guest of honor.
Let me salute my dear Minister of Justice, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs, who is my own brother, Shumba, Honorable Ziyambi Ziyambi, who spoke so well, and he emphasized the fact that forget about all those aspirations which accompany women of success. You are a powerful woman in your own right.
Mrs. Mabiza was appreciative of the gesture made by her colleagues.
I am filled with happiness and I'm actually overwhelmed. The reason why I am so much overwhelmed is you may want to know that I was not even part of the planning process for this event. And whenever I heard rumor about it, someone would phone and shout at me and say, you are interfering with our processes. So when I came in here, I was overwhelmed, I was stunned, I was shocked pleasantly with what I saw.
Before her appointment as Attorney General, Mrs. Mabiza was Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Justice, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs. Farai Gwaze, ZBC News, Harare.
On that note, we cross over to our Montrose studios in Bulawayo, where Dora Ngube is on standby.
Good evening, Yvonne and Vicky, and of course a lovely evening to our viewers. Many thanks to the team at Pocket Cell for taking us on. We're still on Sunday edition. The Zimbabwe National Army's free eye treatment exercise has received a massive response from the Midlands community, who are benefiting immensely from the services meant to alleviate the plight of previously marginalized communities. Our reporter Tafara Chukumira gives us more.
Members of the Zimbabwe National Army at the 5th Infantry Brigade are carrying out a medical outreach program aimed at dealing with issues of eye cataracts across the province. The program is part of the Zimbabwe National Army's routine training exercise meant to impart members of the military personnel with contemporary warfare practices. The community has immensely benefited from the exercise, which is restoring sight, particularly to the elderly.
Sezvo kuchinzi nyika inorokwa nevanhu vayo ndokutoivaka kwaitoko. Inini pachezvangu ndakaenda kune imwe chipatara Bulawayo nemaziso awo ndikanzi 400 usa ziso 1. Saka pandanzwa izvi ndati Mwari muripo.
Tinozifanira chirongwa ichi chatibetsera nokuti tatichitambura kuti udai wakwe tikauya kuno mishonga kune kusina woinda kumafamasi kuya marahuna.
Sotasengwa nebhazi rehurumende tasvitswa pano nehurumende saka tinomufaro mukurusa tinotonyengetera kuti Mwari ngaachengete vanhu vake.
The Zimbabwe National Army says it is targeting the elderly in the medical outreach as they are more vulnerable to eye cataracts.
They will be followed up by local institutions, Shurugu Hospital, Gweru Provincial Hospital, Zvishaveni Hospital, and also Tongo Garapori Clinic. They are followed up there to make sure that, the outcomes of the treatments are going well and they are recovering well.
5-day medical outreach began on Saturday and will end on the 15th of this month. The military exercise has targeted 3 districts, namely Chirumanzu, Shurugwi, and Shavane, where military personnel have been deployed to carry out some training exercise up to the 19th of this month. Tafaraj Kumira, ZBC News, Shurugwi.
The government's rural women empowerment programs continue to bear fruit, with women in the Tsunga area of Chikomba West constituency having had their lives transformed.
Budiriro Bakery Club of Ward 21 Manyame Road District Council in Chikomba West is a success story of government's rural empowerment initiatives meant to transform lives. Formed in 2021, the club, made up of 10 women, has defied odds and is currently one of the leading suppliers of confectionery products in Chikomba West. The women who exhibited their products at a Rural Women's Day commemorations at Tsunga Primary School in Chikomba West are appreciative of the support they got from the Second Republic and are appealing for more support to grow their business.
Tinotengesera mulocal munzvimbo matinogara mumashops tinoenda tichinosiya imomo.
Chinhu chikuru chatiri kunyanya kukumbira rubatsiro rwemaoven nekuti so far tinoshandisa ngoda oven 1 ende idiki tinomboita machallenges ekuti flour inombotinetsei kuti tiiwane. Dzimweni dzenguva tinoenda kunoitsvaga towana ichidhura.
The government says it will continue to work with the rural women to uplift their lives.
Ndinoda kuti nditende chirongwa ichi chakatangwa newomen affairs kana yatoti Ministry of Women Affairs. Chinoita kuti semadzimai tuye tibatane pamwe chete tichisangana chidzidzisana kuti torarama sei. Madzimai ngatiregere kuitirana godo.
Hatichadi kudzokera kuya kokuti tauya neproject umwe haidi, umwe hadi matoto ehuku, umwe hadi kuvaviwa nezviyo, umwe hadi kudini. Asi mumusoro mako mune chimwe chinhu chaunoti ichi ndikaita ichi chinondibetsera. Tazotsvaka kuti muri vangani vane muono iwoyo.
Ukabvunza kuti apa pakazviita sei, ukaguma kudzidziswa unoburikidzawo nekudzidza nemumwe.
The women also exhibited various products from different empowerment programs supported by the government. They also received Tsotso stores, which are environmentally friendly as part of conserving the environment. Gerald Sasa, ZBC News, Manyami.
Now take a look at the segment, I'm an African. Decorated South African musician Miriam Makeba was one of the best musicians to emerge from Africa after a distinguished career which saw her becoming the first African recording artist to receive a Grammy Award. In our I'm an African feature, we celebrate Mama Africa's exploits on the continental and global creative sector.
Born on the 9th of March in 1932 to a Swazi mother and a Xhosa father, Makeba grew up in Sophiatown, a segregated black township outside Johannesburg, South Africa. It all started in the school choir before the late songwriter, singer, actress, and civil rights activist became a professional vocalist in 1954. By the late 1950s, she was well known in South Africa, and her appearance in the documentary film Come Back Africa in 1959 attracted the attention of American singer Harry Belafonte and other American performers. This was the beginning of a remarkable journey which took her to Venice, London, and New York. With the help of Belafonte in 1959, Makeba settled in the United States, where she embarked on a successful music career and went on to record her first solo album in 1960. Popularly known as Mama Africa, Makeba sang in various languages, but she excelled in Xhosa and Zulu, which she introduced to Western audiences. She was internationally celebrated for songs like Pata Pata, Malaika, The Click Song, and Mbube. The late creative genius also distinguished herself as an anti-apartheid activist through her songs, which resulted her in living in exile for 3 decades. In 1964, she married a fellow musician and great trumpeter, the late Brayo Masekela, but divorced 2 years later. The two, however, maintained a close professional relationship. In 1965, Makeba and her mentor Belafonte won a Grammy Award for Best Folk Recording for their 1965 album titled An Evening with Belafonte Makeba. This saw her becoming the first African musician to receive worldwide recognition. In 1990, the then South African black activist Nelson Mandela, who had just been released from extended imprisonment, encouraged the songstress to return to South Africa, where she performed for the first time after her exile. In 1992, the late Makeba appeared in the 1992 film Sarafina, before being named the FAO Goodwill Ambassador in 1999, which resulted in campaigning for humanitarian causes. Makeba, who was mainly associated with musical genres like Afropop, jazz, and world music, has several awards to her name, including the Order of Meritorious Service, the United Nations Otto Hahn Peace Gold Medal, and several honorary doctorates. Although she was plagued by health challenges, the Pata Pata hitmaker continued to perform in subsequent years before succumbing to heart attack shortly after performing at a concert in Italy on the 10th of November in 2008.
And all that's it from us here at Montrose. We take a break. Thereafter, we'll take you back to our Pocket Cell studios for more news. Do stay with us.
Waenda kupi? Uripi? Inyanga? Uripi? Karipa? Oh, une boys. Uriku Victoria Falls. Ugrezi Zimbabwe. Chinoi Girls. Macho Pose. Itori zikiyoyo. Mu Zimbabwe. Iri kunaka. Itori zikiyoyo. Ande.
This message is brought to you by the Zimbabwe Tourism Authority, Zimbo. Every journey leads you home. Uripi, ungapi.
Give every morning the smart start it deserves with your favorite homegrown breakfast cereal. Nestle Ceravita. Fortified with Grain Smart, a smart combination of irons, vitamins and minerals. Your family gets all the energy they need to make the most of every day. That's why every morning deserves a smart start. Nestle Ceravita, highly nutritious, simply delicious.
You're still watching Sunday Edition. Thank you for staying with us. Let's take a look at our This and That feature for tonight. Now, newborn babies are generally fragile creatures, but they are even more delicate to handle when you add what is commonly known in Shona as nova. The fact that the soft spot on the top of the head is also associated with witchcraft in Shona culture makes the subject even more interesting. In our This and That feature tonight, our reporter Tamuka Charakupa interrogates the traditional practice known in Shona as kukwesha nova.
Parenting and raising children is not an easy task. It comes with new and yet challenging experiences, especially for young and first-time parents. Joy can soon turn into despair as they often find themselves at crossroads when it comes to making the right choices and avoiding creating lifetime complications for their children. Every parent has a story to tell, but none beats the challenges parents face when it comes to the treatment of a condition called depressed fontanelle, known in Shona as nova or chipande. While, according to medical research, the condition is caused by dehydration, the situation is interpreted differently in the Shona culture. Chipinge-based traditional midwife Mbuya Rose Liwayogezi, who claims to have treated over 1,000 babies, relies on institutional memory.
Mwana anengani tingati pane chimwe chibundu chinomera uko kwemwana. Chibundu ichocho mwana akakura anacho, mwana anopera mwiri, otanga kuita kadiki-diki. Saka isu tinozosvika pakumukwesha nhova, tokwesha nhova iya chobva chaputika.
Kana mwana achiita tsvina yegirini, zvinotaura kuti mwana ane chipande. Uye kana nhova yacho tinoiona nepamusoro kukura kwayo.
Traditionalists like Sekuru James Gabaza and Sekuru Mutisi are convinced that there is no other remedy except traditional means.
Tinotora mubvamaropa. Une maruwa awo zvakaita tu round so kwakaita karuwa kakanaka. Totora toisa pagango kotsva kuita dota. Dota riya manje rakaita fanika sandpaper. Kuita fanika jecha riya riri pasandpaper riya. Ndora tinotora ana mbuya vanotora. Wotora nechigunu ichi. Tora dota riya kwakupara zvimapundu zviya kana kuti zvimaronda zviya zvinenge zviri mukati mukanwa mwemwana. Kuzvibvisa izvozvo zvichitorapawo nokuti uyu rota riya iri rine mushonga unogona kuporesa panobva napo kuita maronda emukati.
Chipande matenda
akabve kare ichibata vakuchikumadzviti kusati kwane chirungu ichibata vadiki.
While belief systems might differ, Dr. Ozimo Matekenya recommends proven medical remedies, a view also shared by a leader of a local faith-based organization.
Nova kana chazove chirwere chinouya mushure mekunge mwana arasa mvura yakawanda nekuchaya nekurutsa, inonzi dehydration nechirungu. Saka tinokurudzira kuti mwana kana nhova yadzikira ngaauye kuchipatara abatsirwe nana chiremba nana mukoti.
Chirwere ichi chenhova avati chipande chiriko uye chinouraya kana chikatadza kubatwa nenguva. Saka tinokurudzira kuti vanhu vaende vasatizira kumwe, ngavaende kuchipatara.
While the debate rages on, Zimbabwe's infant mortality rate stands at 34 deaths per 1,000 live births, with depressed fontanelle among the major causes of deaths. Tamuka Charakupa, ZBC News, Chipinge.
I guess it's about beliefs. A lot to learn there about Kukweshkwa Nova. That's our look at this and that feature. We're moving on now to Sunbiz. Zimbabwe's industry is seeing huge opportunities, marketing opportunities in Africa with focus on high quality goods and services. Stanley James has that report.
The participation of local companies at the Intra-African Trade Fair 2023 being held in Cairo, Egypt, has created opportunities to assess market trends, identify business opportunities, and conclude strategic transactions. Representatives of local firms are taking part at the annual Continental Showcase have described the platform as an essential component for identifying markets in Africa.
We're getting leads from people that are coming in and from companies that are inside here, and we're confident that it will transform into good business.
This IATF has come as a big game changer to us. Because we are realizing that there is much potential in Africa, especially for us young people.
We've met several prospectors who are willing to engage with us in business. And the most interesting one was the president of the Chamber of Commerce. He actually farms about 1,000 hectares of sesame. And he's actually invited us to come through to Chad and discuss further business.
Local firms are also taking the annual expo as an opportunity in exploring the regional markets in line with the trade relaxation systems under the African Continental Free Trade Area, AFCFTA. The World Bank anticipates that full implementation of the AFCFTA will reshape markets and economies across the region and boost output in the services, manufacturing, and natural resources sectors. Stanley James, ZBC News.
The 2023 edition of World Travel Market London ended this Saturday with Destination Zimbabwe under the spotlight.
World Travel Market WTM London represents global travel consumers of over 5,000 destinations and brands, with Zimbabwe proving it's a force to reckon with. WTM London Trade Fair is an international platform that aims to share innovations and create infinite business opportunities, with tourism industry leaders concurring on green tourism preservation and aggressive marketing of products. Zimbabwe's ambassador to United Kingdom, Colonel Christian Katsande, spoke on how gastronomy tourism is going to market the country as a destination of choice. Tourism and Hospitality Industry Minister Honorable Barbara Rodzi made a clarion call on diasporans to invest back home in various sectors, including the tourism industry.
Africa Center is important about telling the story of who an African is. How can we showcase our cultures?
The global travel and tourism sector is expected to fully recover over the next couple of years, with Zimbabwe already positioning itself as a tourist destination of choice, as witnessed by the recent #Uripi Ungapi campaign promoting local travel this festive season. Memory Chamisa, ZBC News.
That's Sunbiz. We now take a look at our science and technology feature. A German company which is processing technology has been adopted, which processes 2,880 tons of cotton annually. Our Manicaland Bureau Chief Kenya Stivuge takes a closer look at the technology and how it aids in promoting a health nation.
German technology meant to process cotton products such as cotton wool, maternity pads and sanitary cotton, as well as tampons, among other products, has been brought to Zimbabwe courtesy of a local firm. The firm's Chief of Productivity and Transformation, Tinashe Madzima, takes us through the sophisticated cotton processing plant with an installed capacity of 2,880 tons of bleached cotton per year.
We only have 4 pieces of equipment in this area, which is the bale openers, the condensers, our magnet and our waste management and dust management section. We then open up the lint into our bale openers behind me, and the bale openers then feed it into the condensers. But between the condensers and the bale openers, we have magnets and we have a blowing operation or a blowing apparatus that then allows us to separate all the trash, dust and also metal and metal related objects. And all of this is automated with a single operator feeding the cotton, and it's all then transferred to the next section using air ducts and pneumatics.
The stemper, breaching vessels, hydro extractor and dryers are important components of the automated manufacturing plant with less human interface, thereby increasing its production capacity.
Once the cotton has been stemmed, it produces a 250 kg cotton cake, which we then transfer to our bleaching plant or our bleaching vessel, which is a Kia vessel. Also an imported piece of machinery, again an automated piece of machinery that manages the cleaning of the cotton in a non-chlorinated and organically and environmentally friendly manner. That then allows us to take out all the impurities and generate the white color that is required for cotton wool using the International Pharmacopoeia standards. Once we've taken it out of the Kia, we then put it in our hydro extractor where we pull out all the excess moisture and we then run it through our drying circuit as well. And it is fed into our carding machines where we have a series of 4 Truschler carding machines that then card and comb the cotton to produce a cotton web.
The state-of-the-art machine has a capacity to produce 3.8 million tampons per month, contributing to the demand of sanitary wear and related products by the country's citizenry.
This is a Rugli tampon making machine with the capacity to produce 120 tampons every minute. This machine is operated by a single operator. It is wholly automated and it is only start and stop. The operator does not interfere with the manufacturing or the process of producing the tampon. The operator only feeds the raw material through the raw material section and then manages and accepts the final product.
What makes the plant unique is that it uses a non-chlorinated process and ensures industrial processes are environmentally friendly. The technology is in line with the demands of the National Development Strategy 1, which aim to increase productivity in key economic sectors. Kenya Stivuge, ZBC News, Rusape.
That's it for SNT. We're off to a break. Join us when we return with more.
Zimbabwe's #1 music station.
Feel the power. Power FM. If you're a musician and you want your music to reach the millions that tune in daily to Zimbabwe's #1 radio station, it's very simple what you need to do. Send your digital copy to Power Music at zbc.co.zw. Power Music at zbc.co.zw. Please note that your submissions should be in MP3, 320 kilobits per second format. Also include release kits if any, basic information about yourself, your contact details, all your socials, and your Zimura registration details. If you're to submit hard copies, come through to ZBC Pocket Hill Highlands Harare and ask for Farai from the library. You are required to bring 3 copies and to submit all the information mentioned before. Power FM.
Zimbabwe's #1 music station.
Feel the power.
Power
FM.
You're still watching Sunday Edition. Let's take a look at what's happening in the world of sport in Sports Buzz. Up next. Tributes continue to pour in for Raman Dr. Rush Gumbo, the legendary footballer and coach who died this Friday at a Francistown hospital in Botswana.
With a career spanning 2 decades and a show of great sportsmanship as a player and coach, Raman Gumbo, who was called to be with the Lord on Friday, has been remembered as a man who played an integral role in Zimbabwean football, having played for and coached the national team, other local teams, and football teams beyond Zimbabwean borders. Family spokesperson Mr. Zebulon Mhlanga described Raman as a charming person who loved and was loved by the people.
Raman has been, well, what can you say, character. Umuntu has always been charming. Umuntu ama-jokes fele. Umuntu ngathi anyway, umuntu wabantu. And abantu they are feeling ilosi yakhe ngendlela enkulu.
Having played with Raman in their prime years, former Highlanders player Lawrence Peary said the football fraternity has lost greatly as Gumbo was an exceptional team player.
He took umsebenzi wakhe seriously, both from as a player, as a national team player, and as a coach. He did very well civilly, and kuyaziwa kakhulu laseMalawi laseBotswana ukuthi uRaman was one of the best coaches that we ever produced in Zimbabwe.
Friend and former manager for the late football star Omega Sibanda was at loss for words, reiterating that Raman was a good friend on and off the field.
Namhlanje I believe ukuthi angisoze ngiphinde ngimbone futhi uRaman. Angisoze ngiphinde ngilizwe futhi ilizwi likaRaman. Kubuhlungu and kubuhlungu. Bakithi uqathele ukuthi lasivumenini ukuthi impilo yethu ayisithi esicontrolayo kodwa icontrolwa ngumdali.
Messages from different football clubs and the football fraternity have been pouring in for the legend Rush, as he was affectionately known, a clear indication that he indeed etched his name in the annals of Zimbabwean football history. Grace Sivanda, ZBC News, Bulawayo.
May his soul rest in peace. In the Premier Soccer League, Dynamos reclaimed second place as Black Rhinos fall further down. Let's get more details.
The Green Machine were now fighting to step away from the danger zone to finish on a respectable position before the top flight league brings down the curtains. It was all to play for Lord Chitembwe and his Green Army to stay safer. Hoping to finish in the top 8, Makepekepe are still on their quest as they are currently on 9th position with 42 points, a point behind 8th placed Wange, who have 2 matches to go. In today's business, Cape United were playing away to Green Fuel as they had fears of sliding down after their host enjoyed a 2-0 lead in the first half. Under pressure to deliver, Makepekepe had to turn the tables after giving a vintage play to level up matters and got a fair share of possession. While they had their fans on their feet again, Cape United are already looking ahead to the next season.
This has been a mediocre season for us. We punched way below our weight.
Green Fuel, however, need to go thick and thin to maintain status in the Premiership as they need 2 points to be settled with their next assignment against another giant, Dynamos.
Dynamos is a big team with a big following. When they came here, we won against them, and I'm sure they don't want to get a repeat of what happened at Kibo. But we have our objective to win that game and get maximum points to secure our status.
In other matches, Dynamos won 2-1 over Chicken Inn. Highlanders claimed a 2-1 victory against Hirantals. Yada bagged the points after a 2-1 victory over wounded former champions FC Platinum. Wange thrashed the Black Rhinos 3-0, while Triangle lost to Blower Chiefs 2-0. Meanwhile, the teams in the relegation matrix are still battling for survival to join Army side Black Rhinos and Claremont Bullets, who are already out. Anna Shimurambedzi, ZBC News, Harare.
The Secunda Holdings sponsorship that brought relief and stability to the country's two football giants, Dynamos and Highlanders, ends on the 31st of December.
Just as the season is coming to an end, the 3-year partnership between Secunda Holdings and the traditional giants of Zimbabwean football, Dynamos and Highlanders, is also coming to an end. Mirrored upon other sponsorships in the region, where one corporate bankrolls the football giants, the 3-season partnership brought relief and stability to Dimbare and Boso. The energy giant signed a $6 million United States sponsorship with Dynamos and Highlanders, where each team pocketed $1 million United States per season. The structure of the agreement saw Secunda provide $420,000 towards the payment of salaries for players and the technical team. Each club would also receive $60,000 each year as signing-on fees, and Dynamos opted to strengthen their squad as they went on a hunt for silverware and also got to uplift the Dimbare brand. The Glamour Boys refreshed their squad in 3 seasons. They signed more than 30 players, and now they have a younger squad capable of carrying the Dimbare brand forward. After years in the doldrums, Dynamos, who have been challenging for owners, finished 3rd last season, while this season they were in contention for the greater part of the season. They are set to compete in the Chibuku Super Cup final next month. On the other hand, Highlanders chose to boost their commercial side as they went on to rehabilitate the Highlanders Village, giving it a fresh new look that attracted patrons. Apart from the commercial side, Boso were able to rope in expatriate coach Baltem Brito together with his assistant Antonio Torres, and the two have been paid handsomely without the usual noise of non-payment of salaries. The oil giant also dangled a carrot for the two giants, as there was a huge incentive to win the league title, with a promise of further $200,000 United States for the winners, plus a further $150,000 United States bonus for qualifying in the CAF Champions League. Secunda has also facilitated the capacitation of the club's administration by organizing training workshops, mostly on making a football club financially viable. On and off the field, the teams were well kitted. They looked immaculate during matches and even when traveling for matches. However, with the contract coming to an end, the 3 parties are yet to approach the energy giant for renewal talks.
Uganda opened their tour of Zimbabwe on a brighter note after edging the hosts by 2 runs in a fiery battle at Takashinga Cricket Club this Sunday.
A nerve-wracking opening day of Uganda's tour of Zimbabwe ended with the visitors gaining the upper hand in a tight contest in Highfields this weekend. Despite being the travelling side, Uganda did not read much into the away tag as they took advantage of Takashinga's sloppiness to take a 1-0 lead over the Wasps in the first of 5 T20 matches at Takashinga Cricket Club. And the visitors yet to show determination in order to stem their ambitions with their resilience, helping them draw first blood to take a 1-0 series lead at Takashinga Cricket Club. Having opted to bat last, Takashinga failed to maintain their good start to the innings, collapsing from 81 for 1 to 159 runs for 6 thanks to a disciplined bowling effort from the visitors. And the combined bowling effort from the Ugandans ripped through the Wasps' nerves as the Wasps lost their momentum in the latter parts of their innings. And the Wasps seemed in control when Buxton Gopito hit a blistering half-century, and surety was further guaranteed when Hamilton Masakadza scored a quick-fire 38 runs, while Tino Mtombodzi scored 33 runs. And those knocks yelled little water, however, as Takashinga fell agonizingly short of the 166-run target set by their opponents. A score under 170 runs seemed within touching distance after Ronak Patel propelled the Ugandans to a challenging score. Patel struck 73 runs, ably assisted by Roger Mukasa, who fell just 5 runs short of an illustrious half-century. In the end, Wellington Masakadza and Daichi Nyandoro came so near yet so far for Takashinga as they could not get the winning runs, and the Wasps lost in the most heartbreaking of defeats. Reynald Ngwarati, ZBC News, Harare.
There's more news on our website. That's www.zbcnews.co.zw. You can also find us and engage with us on our various social media platforms. That's Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. We are ZBC News Online. We're off to a break. Do join us when we return.
Zimbabwe's #1 music station.
Feel the power. Power FM. If you're a musician and you want your music to reach the millions that tune in daily to Zimbabwe's #1 radio station, it's very simple what you need to do. Send your digital copy to Power Music at zbc.co.zw. Power Music at zbc.co.zw. Please note that your submissions should be in MP3 320 kilobits per second format. Also include release kits if any, basic information about yourself, your contact details, all your socials, and your Zimura registration details. If you're to submit hard copies, come through to ZBC Pocket Hill Highlands Harare and ask for Farai from the library. You are required to bring 3 copies and to submit all the information mentioned before. Power FM.
Zimbabwe's #1 music station.
Feel the power. Power FM.
Did you know that you can access digital television on your smart TV? You simply need a UHF antenna installed pointing to the nearest digital television transmitting station. To access the digital TV services, scan your TV set for digital terrestrial TV channels and you get Jive TV, ZBC News, and ZBC TV. Digital terrestrial television is available in the following areas and surroundings: Harare, Kadoma, Gweru, Bulawayo, Lupane, Kama TV, Gwanda, Mudzi, Kotwa, Nyanga, Mutare, Chipinge, Chimanimani, Karoi, Mutora Shanga, and Chivu.
Let's take a look at our showbiz for tonight. Sungura maestro Alec Macheso's collaborative act with South African songstress Makadze's Shampopo took pole position on this week's Power FM chart show.
The duo's latest release, Shampopo, is proving to be the favorite of many after retaining top spot. It was father and son affair on number 5, where mechanic Manyeruke and Gaspi Warrior came in with Mutsirangarire. Baby Rakorarorwa by Enzo Aishao moved 11 places upwards from number 20 last week to 9th position this week. The show had 3 new entries, including Taka by Freeman and Felinandi on number 21 and Takura Sajireve Rudo Handina on 34th position. Baba Harare and Votes JT were on number 7 with Prove Them Wrong. Colette Sanyera, ZBC News, Harare.
And it was an eventful weekend for showbiz lovers who experienced a live entertainment courtesy of different artists who performed at various leisure sports.
Talented Afrofusion musician Mbeu was at Cat Hotel this Thursday, where he lived up to his billing. Nigerian Afrobeat star Omale, who performed at Odararian Sports Club this Friday during his Boy Alone tour, did not disappoint. Londoners Bar in Harare was the place to be for fun lovers who converged at the Strathaven located bar this Saturday to celebrate the joint's 27th anniversary.
First of all, my patrons, they've been with us for a very long time and they support us. And Chakava invite out, we are doing this, even the old ones. We're seeing some old faces showing up. So it's a big thank you to our patrons and our customers.
It's also good London as 27 years or 31 years. It's like we work as a family with our boss.
Totenda my mupi, Miss T mupi, nokuti Tora, kuti pamabasa ko avaita kuti tizosvika panapa. Business redu rinoramba riripo nekuti kusupportwa customers edu togona kumabata zvakanaka.
This Saturday again, youthful gospel musician Tinashe Magacha gave a spirited performance at an event held at Harare Gardens with Zora Kingpin, Leonard Kariko Gashakata performing at the same event. Afrofusion songstress Felinandi, who was chosen to represent the country at the Access Festival, which was held in Tanzania at the weekend, proved a mettle. Colette Msanyera, ZBC News, Harare.
Nice entertainment there from Felinandi, and an eventful weekend it was. And that's showbiz, bringing us to the end of Sunday edition tonight. But of course, we leave you watching our video of the week.
Our video of the week is Nome from Prince Chigwida. From all of us here, do enjoy. Good night.
Good night.
Vamba Chuu Inzira mambo rakauya ndire kukupe Chikanzi mwanangu ndakuita nhume uparizire nyika uparizire